I only got 4 hours of sleep last night cramming this project. Oh, only 4 hours? I mean, that's pretty great at all, you know. I only got 2 hours of sleep last night cramming this project. You guys got sleep? Does this situation sound rather familiar to you? Well, the issue I want to talk about today is the culture of the glorification of sleep deprivation among students. We are all so attracted to the notion of hard work and resiliency. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing inherently wrong with that. However, the problem lies that sleep deprivation is used to signify the notion of hard work and resiliency. It has been ingrained in our minds that less sleep means more hard work. And yes, there's some truth to this statement. You're sacrificing sleep to do more work after all. But in spite of that, this mindset should not be encouraged at all. Why is it that things such as eating too much, drinking alcohol, overdosing on drugs, considered as things to look down to? You don't go up to an alcoholic and say, oh, you please don't drink alcohol. You should go drink more. Yet, when we hear someone say, yo, I studied so hard for the exam last night, I only got 2 hours of sleep. We somehow see this as admirable. We glorify sleep deprivation, even though it has a dangerously similar number of negative effects, just like the things I mentioned earlier. Slower thinking, reduced attention span, worse memory, poor decision-making skills, lack of energy, mood changes. These are all short-term effects of sleep deprivation. Heart attack, obesity, memory loss, depression, anxiety, and so many more symptoms can be shown if you do not get enough sleep in the long term. And although you may not notice the symptoms as of the moment, or you may be somehow immune to them, science does not lie, and you will eventually suffer these consequences. And it's mind-boggling that these facts have been told to us over and over again, whether it's from school, our parents, social media, or even researching the effects ourselves. Yet, why do we still follow this toxic culture? I believe that there are two main core problems on why we still have this culture. The first problem I want to talk about is bad time management skills. Okay, so picture this. A teacher announces a test, and instead of studying a week before the test will be held, you decide to procrastinate and study the night before the test. Of course, they cannot just study for 1 hour and call it a night, so you end up putting an all-nighter and only getting a few hours of sleep. And yes, this may seem like a good study habit to pick up on, as there is no commitment to study, and those who have been in relationships know that committing their partner is difficult. But jokes aside, cramming is one of the worst study habits you can pick up on, as not only will the information you studied not go into your long-term memory, but much more importantly, it will deprive you of sleep. Which brings me to the second problem. Why are seemingly more and more students following this trend of sleeping late just to do more work? Well, let me share an experience. While I was working on a project, I was on a call with a friend who was also working on the same project. Fast forward to 1 a.m. and they're still doing their project. Well, I'm out here preparing to go to bed. And I cannot help but feel that I'm not doing enough, or that I am being lazy with my work. And this is another core problem of the glorification of sleep deprivation, which is this seemingly invisible peer pressure that this culture has. I am not here to attack or invalidate those who have this mindset. Rather, I am here to explain this big problem of this already big culture that we as a society have already accepted. I will say this though. With the amount of workload that has been given to us, it is okay to be deprived of sleep. It is next to impossible that we will have a perfect sleep schedule after all. However, as I said again and again, this mindset should not be encouraged at all. It is like when an alcoholic relapses. You don't go up to the alcoholic and praise them for relapsing. The same way you don't go up to a student and praise them for sleeping late. We have now come to the end of my speech. And if there's just one thing that I want you all to take away from this, it is that sleep deprivation is not something to brag about. Rather, we should be aware that this generation is normalizing sleeping late to signify the notion of hard work and resiliency, and that we should put an end to this toxic culture. I don't support bragging, I really don't. But it would be ideal if students went from yo, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night cramming this project. To, hey, I wasn't able to submit my project early and got 8 hours of sleep because I managed my time well. Let us put an end to this toxic culture. Thank you so much for listening.